Hi everyone, my name is Travis Catania, and for my current events presentation, I found an article that demonstrates the importance of leadership and teamwork, which also just so happens to be based in my own neighborhood of Seattle, Washington. The article is entitled CEO on Why Giving All Employees a Minimum Wage of $70,000 Still Works 6 years Later, published by CBS News. After coming across this article a few weeks ago, I couldn't think of a better story that truly highlights the focus of this week's module, being essentially team building and the influence that the team leader has on a team's overall performance. So just to set the stage, a few years back, on April 14, 2015, Dan Price, the CEO of an organization called Gravity Payments, which is a credit card processing and financial services company, issued an announcement that made quite a few headlines. Dan Price, pictured here on the right side of this slide, stated that effective immediately following the announcement, the organization would be scaling the annual salary of every employee to a minimum wage of $70,000 a year. Prior to this announcement, the average salary at Gravity Payments was $48,000, and Dan's plan was for every employee making less than $70,000 for those employees to receive a $5,000 per year raise or be paid a minimum of $50,000, whichever was greater at the time, so that by December of 2017, everyone would be earning $70,000 or more. To make this plan work, Dan Price reduced his own salary from $1 million to be reflective of the new minimum wage that he established for his employees of $70,000. This required quite a drastic change to Dan's lifestyle and budget, as you can imagine. With the Gravity Payments organization, this announcement was met with stunned silence, followed by thunderous applause from all of his employees. However, the initial reactions to this announcement from those external to the organization were highly critical. Former American radio host and political commentator Rush Limbaugh criticized Dan Price's move by saying, "This is pure, unadulterated socialism," which has never worked. That's why I hope this company is a case study in MBA programs on how socialism does not work, because it's going to fail. While Fox News called him the lunatic of all lunatics, in addition to a socialist. Meanwhile, other news outlets tried to discredit Price's efforts by digging up anecdotes from his personal life, including a lawsuit that was filed by his own brother regarding how Dan was receiving excessive compensation for his role as CEO while manipulating the valuations of his own company. However, as the CBS News article highlights, 6 years later, Dan Price and the employees at Gravity Payments demonstrated a shockingly different story, which proved all of his skeptics incorrect. The young CEO's actions sent ripples across all aspects of Gravity Payments. From a financial perspective, Gravity Payments revenue has tripled since the announcement was made about the $70,000 annual salary for all employees. This was in large part attributed to the customer base doubling and customer attrition rate falling to 25% of the national average, demonstrating the importance and the renewed focus on customer interactions and engagement being an integral part of the business model. From an organizational perspective, headcount more than doubled since the announcement was made, and as a result of this, Gravity Payments was able to expand and open a new office out in Boise, Idaho, to house their new employees and expand their overall footprint. In addition, 401k contributions spiked to 155% of what they were prior to the announcement, demonstrating that the move assured employees a promising future with the company in regards to their financial planning efforts for retirement. Finally, in terms of their personal lives of the workforce, a majority of the employees were able to pay down their debt as a result of the increase in their annual salary. Even more impressive was that employees who bought houses in the Seattle metro area went up by tenfold, as did the number of those employees who were having babies at this time. Again, this demonstrates that the increase in salary was allowing employees to pursue the American dream and provide for their family in a way that was consistent with a healthy work-life balance. Oh, and by the way, Dan Price and his actions are now a case study included within the curriculum at Harvard's Business School, and he was most recently featured in Wharton Business School's daily interview series earlier this year. The results of this business experiment are impressive on their own right, but it's even more impressive considering the landscape in which these results were occurring and being reported. For Gravity Payments, their business lost 55% of its overall business at the start of the pandemic, and Dan Price issued a statement believing that his company was a mere few months away from solvency. However, in a shocking move, his employees announced to him that they were deciding to voluntarily cut their pay to float the business during the uncertainty of the COVID-19 pandemic. And after the business had stabilized, employees were repaid in full for all wages that they had sacrificed during that time period. Dan Price believes that it is actions like this that led to such fierce loyalty within his organizations. The actions of Dan Price and its impact on Gravity Payments speak for themselves, and it's fascinating to considering these actions as they stand compared to current business practices. According to the Economic Policy Institute, the average CEO compensation is 351 times more than the salaries of their typical workers, illustrating the huge disparity between upper management and other employees. Moreover, the pandemic has ushered in an era coined by Anthony Klotz, a professor of management at Mays Business School of Texas A&M University, as the Great Resignation, where millions of workers are planning to switch jobs in pursuit of better work-life balance, growth opportunities, remote options, and being treated with respect by their employers. Taking a step back to understand the actions of Dan Price and the current climate of the workforce in America, it's truly something special that I feel should be applauded. So after reviewing this article, the questions I have for the class as a response to this video and the article are, what traits or characteristics do you think make Dan Price a successful leader? In addition, what evidence did you find that demonstrates the level of engagement by the employees at Gravity Payments? And finally, did you notice anything from Dan's leadership style to the culture of the workforce at Gravity Payments that could spell trouble for Dan Price and Gravity Payments in the future? Thank you all for watching. Look forward to your responses.